Hey, let's go. It's match number 2, and we've got a opposite. We've got a rotation coming through from that top side on that northwest now down towards that sort of southeast corner. It's the opposite side, right, Bard? We've got where we had an east down to a south. West, we've now got a northwest down towards the southeast, so it's kind of the polar opposite. Will we get the opposite flip on the suppose on the zones? We'll have to wait and see, mate. What do you think about this zone, or this flight path? Will these teams be going to the same drop zones, or are we going to see some alternatives though off game number 2?
So I think most teams are probably going to be keeping the same drops. I feel like that's kind of the case for most teams in most circles. But what I am actually really curious about, because if it is like the exact opposite side, I love fighting in the field, so I think it's very unique. I think it really does show. Ooh, Sneezy actually gonna go down. Wait, what the heck happened? I did not. He's knocked inside of the car?
I'm not quite sure. I think he jumped out, but I'm not quite sure whether he jumped out or whether he got caught going into the car. Interesting for me, he's still showing up there, if that makes sense, but he definitely died on the car, right?
I thought he died in the car for me.
Let's have a quick look at the action replay. So this is obviously he was there, and then instantly he had gone straight away. So I think that moment there is when he tried to jump out the car, as we had a quick look on the action replay there on that left-hand side. But I think as he jumped out, the car pinged him. Also PUBG. Another PUBG though, we've got a potential Millie Island though, or I'd say 99.999% sure Millie Island, but I will also never commit to 100% because I have seen zones like this go back to that north side card, but surely we should see an early rotation. This for me is about quick rotation speeds. We mentioned it on game number 1, who is going to get across this military bridge. You don't want to get caught on a camp bridge now, especially for game number 2 for a tournament, right?
Yeah, and actually I'm really interested to see, because I really want to see ADR bridge camp. I think that'd be really fun. I think it'd be kind of wacky. I think it'd be tournament, you know? Anything goes into tournament, so I think it'd be really, really fun. But I have a feeling they're not going to do it, but I really want to see them do it. I don't know if that makes sense, but I love bridge camps because I think it's so unique, but almost everyone who does a bridge camp gets punished, so that's probably why they're not going to do it. Also, again, really quickly on the map stream, I'm very aware that everyone is yellow. I have no idea what the heck is up with my OBS CSV files, so I'm going to check that as soon as I can because it's frustrating me. I can almost guarantee you it's frustrating me way more than it's frustrating you guys.
It doesn't matter. We can talk
you can't see the logos there.
We can talk you through it. Don't worry. We can talk everyone through it. The ClownCar, who were pretty much on that bridge section there, kind of got pushed out by Just Play for me, and they had the advantage. They didn't really have numbers, but I'm interested to see how we go. Now, will we get the East Bridge camp though, or will we see that ADR for me? They've already pitched themselves up on this side, and actually, this is a good position. If they get the guns right, they're going to catch maybe some teams rotating quite late to try and pitch the attempt over. This West Bridge is not as in as that East Bridge. The teams on the east side, mate, they can hold for a while before having the shift over, but on this sort of west hand side there, if ADR put themselves in a good position, they should be able to catch maybe a desperate attempt now as these teams all push over.
Yeah, I think we're going to see at least 2 to 3 teams coming in on that west bridge, and Circle is actually in a perfect spot so that if they try to cross, they can actually stay at the concrete blocks and the little sacks that are on that west bridge, and they can really punish teams as they come through, but they're deciding not to. It makes sense. They want to get some control over Circle, which, you know, you can't blame them for, but I wanted to see some fun stuff. But ADR, some big names on there, and they're one of the teams that I really want to see them do well. I think that they've been, I'm so sorry to say this, and I really don't want to, they've been a little lackluster for me in the lobbies that I think that they should be winning. And I think that they're losing some fights. I think they're getting collapsed on, so I think there's a little bit more pressure on them to do well. And I really want them to do well. I'm just a little apprehensive based off of what I've seen recently.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, we always see Greta go for the last one up, really, holding it down for the team. They just dealing with multiple team fights at the same time. I feel that's a little bit difficult. They just got to try and work on that as a team, make sure they're able to deal with I suppose the danger that is going to come from those later games, those mid to late games. But you know what, generally speaking, a good team, great gun skills, great adapting to ability. It's just that mid to late game. I kind of agree with you. I want to see how well they do. Most of the other teams, though, are give or take on their way. We still got our Reddit team reading it up in Zaki before they want to try and make a transition through. Exclusives coming through. Trashticals and HP, they're going to cross paths slightly now in between that school flats area. But Trashticals don't look like they're looking to shift just yet. HP super tight on their rotation as well. So they'll be trying to rotate in towards zone. Most of the other teams, though, are finding a bit of a position. But we are very much focused up on this sort of teams taking some of their favourite spots. And one thing I'll point out, obviously I'm an EU caster, right? A lot of the EU teams come a lot more. We only see Navi really sort of hold up here a lot of the time because they will transition from this sort of boat path over. A lot of teams, especially with these type of zones, you'll see more of an EU favour around the south side, and they take the aggressive fight around the south side to try and hold off. I actually quite like what I'm seeing. These teams just coming over just on the other side of the bridge. ADR putting themselves in a great spot as well. Boo in a great spot also. So a little bit of difference here. I'm quite excited to see how this unfolds. The zone will collapse in on these teams, and maybe I'm thinking it's going to push to Novo, but I've seen a couple recently end in military, and they are bloodbaths and a half.
So I'm actually going to kind of disagree with you. At least in NA, what I've been seeing is those 3 hills, the ones that ADR, What It Takes, and then the south one from the Hartford Who's. I feel like those 3 mountains are the biggest played in both NA, and that is the most often that circles do end. So I think it really depends on which of those 3 hills it ends up on and who controls that hill.
Yeah. Especially if you see, because we get men down here so much at the moment. So the logic is, I think muscle memory has been coming into this south side here. Quite like that what we're seeing here. What it takes is sort of sneaking or sneak attack, living up to the name, sneaking the attack up now onto this side. But if you can get into this compound, would be great to see if you can get a knock though under play. I'll be interested to see how it unfolds. Most of the teams though are sending their way in. Sneak attack though is going to be with those gun changes. He should be heard. And that definitely be getting hurt now if he's disengaging. That pitter patter on the grass verge in between his toes definitely gives it away. Nade's coming out as ADR, and I'll give a full confirm. He's running full head of leather and dodge, duck, and dive. Can't get away from it. And the sneak attack goes down, and he is a bit too far away from his team. So ADR should be able to get a quick confirm. Obviously, it's saying that they are getting in the car, so that means they will try and extend over and maybe pick up that boy. Doesn't look like it's the case, as the car is going the other way.
Yeah, I think that they'll actually be able to pick him up because ADR would have to really push out. Okay, never mind. I just had to say something, and Red is actually going to flush him out. I was going to say Sneak Attack should be able to get up, so that's going to be unfortunate for him. But ADR is going to be very happy for that easy point, and they're just going to be waiting, hopefully trying to find another unsuspecting suspect to prey on as they come into circle. But so far it looks like everything is relatively chill, and the last couple teams are making it into zone. Actually, never mind. Forged and Tilt Town. Savage found out by Wasapi and flushed near Novo.
Look how many teams we've still got out at the moment. It's a lot of teams coming in late again towards this side. I'm quite surprised that we are getting a bit of a later rotation in. As we've got Monkey, our game number 1 winners here. They're coming in. Looks like they're going to go for that West Ham Bridge. Be clear for them. FT will get a clear path, especially if they stop around this side. There's also a bit more contention around that sort of Novo area, but these compounds are quite far apart. We expect Forge, TT, or JP to get on top of each other just yet. But we'll have to wait and see how that goes. HP, they look like they're going to go for some public transport, but we've still got Reddit, Lucky, all waiting to come in towards zone. But you'd think or expect them maybe just to hold in this north side and wait for this next zone before collapsing themselves in.
Yeah, I do think that there are going to be 1 or 2 teams on that north side that are going to kind of wait. But Collector and ClownCar fighting it out, and Collector already 2 down. I apologize.
He's alright. That was quick. Hazel obviously does get some good shots back. He does get the knock. They are going to tighten themselves back up. I think that car decoy, as he did jump out early doors, needs to deal with this. It is a 2-on-1 fight. Might be able to extend over quick enough, be able to get the res on Babler there. Nate does go through. He is on the outside, so got to be creative here from our ClownCar team. But they do have the high ground, so they might be able to cause some damage here. The shots do come raining in on the top side, and they are extending down, so they should should be able to close out this fight quite quickly after losing, unfortunately, for the other guys. Two very, very quick smoke is deployed. They've got to try and get in. Red is now going to come in from ClownCar. They're now going to hopefully one has got the voice match as Hazel is still trying to figure out how he can get across here. The smoke is depreciating. But yeah, he needed to move a bit quicker there. He put the smokes high, done all the right work. He got a knock. He was a 2-on-1 in that situation, but he just didn't capitalize on the efforts he put in.
Yeah, I am back now. Sorry about that, guys. Again, I'm kind of recovering. Hazel, though, going to be so low, and I have a feeling ClownCar are going to push this one and take him out really quickly. And I can't help but think that they need to get out of there a lot quicker. And Uncivil, 2 headshot knocks instantly, back to back. But Collector finally going to go down. Zenny, I think he's going to be rest for the second time, but it should be fine. But oh my gosh, dude, Uncivil. I'm really curious to see if we get a replay from that.
Yeah, we should be able to. First and foremost, though, massive apologies, guys. I just realised that the music was still on. Because we're doing a part production with the wonderful Chunks, I just assumed it was in his control and out of my hands, but it wasn't. So massive apologies, music is turned off. Anyway, zone shift, though, does go back. It does hold that north side. But like the NA, as you mentioned, Bard, these 3 mountains are going to be really, really key. HP, who are doing the sort of Navy SEALs approach now, actually have Monkey Business, though, sitting in front of him, and they've got to get themselves through. But I don't know if they've been spotted. The shots, though, coming in very much over the top as what it takes after losing 1 early doors. They've obviously got to try and work their way back in, and they've wrapped themselves back out to that west. They've reconvened, put themselves back into a good spot. Now they're working their way back from a west to an each approach, and they're going to have these beachside really, really clean. Now they do pick up Monkey Business, but for me, this is going to be interesting as HP do have an anchor point. They get 2 coming out, Navy SEAL style now. They're going to capitalize up on the smokes here from Monkey Business, but they'll be unseen. The question is for me, will what it takes see them before they see Monkey Business? You'd expect so.
Yeah, and I know that you were talking about what it takes, but I'm really curious because this split by HP is insane. They literally have 2 players on either side, and I really like it, but again, they could be really heavily punished on it. So I'm curious to see how they are going to be punished, if they will be, because oh my gosh, it's going to be insane. But Monkey Business, Cowboy does go down. Morin's absolutely sprinting to try and get Monkey Jr. down, and it looks like Cowboy did get up, so that nade might do it if he has a molly, but he doesn't. Oh. So gonna get a knock onto Junior. Now it's just Cowboy, and I'm sure the push is coming out.
Surely. Sure, I can't even click on him in time. Monkey Business are game number 1 winners, going out in 14th place here, game number 2. Now, HP would have been here in the rattle here. They are going to take the shots. They are going to punish what it takes a little bit here. They've got to get off the beach, but I love this sort of 2-2 split. But the 2-2 split, though, is divulging as we do see the guys now after getting, I suppose, the backfield coming in from Lucky. And we are seeing a fight here from Reddit. They've actually jumped off the cliffside to go back to a 4 as they fully now commit towards that military island. Lots of early rotations here. Reddit already putting that compound here as Lucky wants to take that position away from HP. And they obviously go from there. And again, apologies that I had the music on. What a bot, mate. Oh, it's my bad. I'm too busy worried about your audio, Bard, and looking at your audio. I didn't even look at the music channel that was coming through.
It's all my fault, guys. You heard it here.
No,
it's totally fine.
No,
it happens.
It's my fault. I had one job to do, and that was to push a button and delay the music up, and I failed to do it. Oh, my God. Music.
Hey, dude, I had one job to fix my logos and colors, and I got the colors even more mixed up. So, you know, it happens. But again, it's production. It happens, but we're still here. We're giving you guys APL, and APL has already been so much fun. So I hope you guys enjoy it as much as we do. And I did want to talk about Luck Equation because they're split a lot more than I kind of expected. But on that north side, if HP kind of get caught out, they could easily get shot by Luck Equation, but never mind. Luck Equation's going to get the heck out of there. But it looks like ClownCar and Forged are going to be going at it. I believe they both have both 4 kills each as they both eliminated a team.
Look at this. This is a bit of a mental show now on this side. We've got this east-hand side very, very hectic. It's Forged trying to get themselves in. They are having to take the fight here with ClownCar, but they've also got Trashticals who are in front of them in zone at the moment. So it is going to be a bit of a dive. I think both these teams now are disengaging as they want to get themselves back in towards zone. And War picking up the car, trying to build a bit of momentum. ClownCar already with their ClownCar off in towards zone. Forge though have lost one, and they are going to push straight in towards Trashticals
Oh my
here.
gosh.
Daddy, oh, they're on the other ridge, but they missed one. Is he going to run him over? Oh, full send as ClownCar live up 1 and 2. Straight through. ClownCar will be looking back at that going, do you know what? We just run a guy over. Let's go confirm up though. Nice there. Sort of pick up a little bit lucky though when it comes down towards that run over though from Trashticals. But Forge also need to get in here, and they will know who's in front. So looks like they're gonna have to try and figure out and capitalize. But we also got the other team of the who are just lurking here. War, got to give up this car, mate. It's got hard in its tires, mate.
Oh my gosh, that was a beautiful clip, and I know that so many people are going to clip that. It's going to be beautiful watching that over and over again, seeing him absolutely sent off. But that feels so bad for him. But War, I think he's just going to try to get a couple of points here, flushed out Daddy. And then I think he's just going to kind of try to get on the side of no cap, because on that south side, he actually is okay to make it in. But Hartford, if they spot him out, then it's going to be dangerous. But other than that, I think he'll make it in.
Yeah, I think No Cap's doing the right thing. He's backing away from this one. Who's obviously lurking in towards it as well, as they want to just really capitalize. Look at this action replay, straight right over. That is great. There's an element of luck there, right? Let's be honest. But do you know what? Massive kudos. The communication from that first car to the second car going, there is a guy there, and he just turns his tire left and picks him up, though. Big kudos there, ClownCar. And then also, they also realised there's another team, they've got a knock there, there's another knock and a kill feed. They instantly stop to try and capitalise and get more kills. That is an aggressive stance there from a team, and that is a stance which I love.
Okay, I'm sorry, but this is the second game in a row that I've seen Sociopath run a VSS.
Nothing wrong with that, mate.
Is he legitimately running a VSS? Or is this just what he found 2 games in a row? No way. All right, if he gets both of these kills, I can't say anything for the rest.
Yeah, you've got to start
about
practicing.
Anyone who picks up a VSS.
He's having to swap back though, as we are getting the ClownCar team now pushing into the outside of the zone. They are having to capitalise on the outside of the zone. Good nades going up and over the top here, but they are in danger as the beach, though lucky. That can go both ways. That can also go in the favour of ClownCar, but it can also go in the disfavour from them. Lucky's using like Util. Util is coming back here. Lucky, unfortunately, losing one as HP along the beach, though. Been there for a while as Navy sealed their way in with that 2-2 split. They're now reaping the benefits. Nice pull up on the boats, though, as they find themselves pitched themselves up. Smokes have been redeployed, so Bliss is just trying to give himself as much time as possible to get that res on. He's got to be quick though. As he finished up the med, he should be able to stick that res on, as both those boats should give enough cover for them, as ClownCar now do push in. They've got a little bit of movement here as play do hold the compound on the adjacent side, so a little bit of a bloodbath now on this map zone. We are seeing a lot more teams trying to fight for this north side, and then a massive gap in the middle, and then the south side again being a bit of an open ground, so his team's got to be careful. Full tilt though, only 1 man remaining, 12 teams still remain, and we only got 0 kills on the board for them, so we've got to try and hold out as best he can. And another team who has low on numbers though, Forge, they go for a full send in towards the compound, a little bit further into zone, but they got 5 kills on the board this time. And you've got to remember, they got, was it 5th place? Last time as War went out. Oh yeah, pretty sure it's 5th or 4th.
No, it was 4th.
It was 4th, yeah.
It was 4th,
Ward,
yeah.
Yeah, he did actually 4th, yeah, went top 4. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see how that goes.
Yeah, I actually really like this crash by them because, again, they only have 2 up. There's so much open space here. The only other option I would go for is that shack in the middle of zone, legitimately in the middle of zone. But then if you crash that, you would have just play knowing exactly where you're at. So I think it's a really good call by them, and we'll see if it works out for them. Later on, Winnie can take down to Gargan. I've never seen that name before.
Gargan is taking some extra life with 1 HP. Reddit though, nice little trying to extend their smokes out, trying to get their player back. I like this when teams will try and work forward. The good thing for them is they now got to push forward, as HP have to also think about zone. They can't get caught. They've got to think about how they get in. Lucky also on the outside, bit of a bloodbath now, as we've got multiple teams coming this northwest corner, as the zone has pulled back to a very much a southeast approach. And you know what? That there is going to favour Forge. They took the compound well. They now find themselves in a borderline centralised compound, give or take now for the next couple of zones.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to mention about Forged actually really working out well for them. So lucky for them, it went away from water. We know that. But again, really great circle for them. And honestly, I think the other team that it really favors is ClownCar, especially Honey Badger and his boys, because I think they can pick up some kills here. I think they still have their cars. They should have 2 or 3 at least, and they can make a rotate depending on where the next circle goes. So I'm really excited to see their rotates from that position, but also I'm pretty sure they can pick up a couple of kills just to, pad the stats and add it to their 7 kills so far.
Yeah, it's a good amount of kills, so quite aggressive. I mean, one of them was a crazy run over, though. Let's be honest. Definitely that's getting clipped. I can't wait. It's going to appear off my chat anytime now with a clip going, hey, what a run over from ClownCar, living up to their name. Now, Play, they situate themselves in the compound. Actually, for me, but this is not one of my favourite compounds. Very hard to fire out of, especially with the zone descending themselves down. I fear if they lose the zone on the next shift, they're not warmed up. We've got ClownCar, which are dialed in at the moment. And it's such a hard compound to get great angles out of. They're so reliant on getting a knock here and then being able to move. ClownCar have got the cars and they can rotate around them. I think ClownCar are just going to wait for this zone.
Yeah, honestly, just Play. There are only 2 times that compound is good. It's either when circle goes straight to it and ends on it, which is very rare, especially with the water being so close, or essentially the circle cutting out just outside of the compound so they can actually make a rotate one way or the other. But again, that's asking for a pinch perfect zone, which is, again, very unlikely. But what it takes, Morin's taking down Nox really well. And now it's a 2v. Oh, and he loses out to MEG. Lucid now, the last one up on what it takes. And because I'm about to die because I'm going sick, can you please take over for that?
I got you, bro. So what it takes, obviously, with the big push forward, though, great knocks on the outside. Lucky did go down also between that and the HP fight. He was coming late on zone. It is phase 5, so it is going to tank quite a bit. A lot of util going out as we are seeing the final, but he is laid on the stomach, though. He is going to get the first shot. And what it takes, though, it hasn't got what it takes, though. They go out in 10th, though. HP, unfortunately, unable now to get the reses in as we are going to go down towards zone. And the final player now is coming out 4 kills on the board for them, and we are down to 9 teams. Zone is about to shift here. Interested to see if ClownCar go any further forward than this bowl here, but these smokes are kind of a telltale sign. They're blocking the windows out. I think ClownCar are going to go aggressive. We do see the back players now getting the car. Honey Badger, though, waiting, initial shots coming forward, but again, that telltale sign of those smokes means we're going to see an instant crash here. The zone has gone away from here, so ClownCar, if they are going to crash this one as they have, they've got to deal with this really, really quickly now.
Yeah, but it really just depends on how quickly they can finish this out, because I think their best spot is to go kind of south of Forged, but again, they still have 2 up. They did a good job taking down Sociopath, and I think they did ugly, but Zenny goes down, and now Enlan trying to figure out what he can do, but there's not really too much chance of outplay in this compound just because there's only 1 spot here.
Great
and
shot.
W does take down Battle X. Honey Badger taking down Enlan. Elusive getting killed in the feed. And that was just W who's left.
Hey, we're on the reses in, so the ClownCar, despite being aggressive, losing the numbers, and Play actually doing really well, getting those knocks from a very, very hard position to fight out of, right? Let alone you losing zone, let alone it's about to move. They've got some great knocks on. They dug in really, really well. Unable to get the 31st days on them. And now we are seeing an outstanding nade. ClownCar were not happy with those knocks, though. They ended that fight nice and quick. They've got to get on their feet. They've got to get res quickly because they don't have much in. They've got a shack just on the inside of the zone that might pass him off very, very for a brief period of time. Maybe give them a couple of minutes now to reset, or they might even go fully aggressive and take the outside.
And now a team that I literally was just about to mention, ADR made a push that I wasn't quite expecting, pushing up the hill now, and I think it's only Greta up. I can't quite see with the names, but no, it's Z-Ray who's the last up. It's a 1v1 against Bunt, and if Z-Ray actually gets this, he might be able to take his entire team with him, but ClownCar is coming in from behind as well.
I actually thought
but now ClownCar is just about to come back and take down ADR. There's no way ADR gets out of this, right, man?
This is going to be aggressive. So look, ClownCar not taking the passive approach back in towards the zone, settling on that little shack and waiting. They actually went full hell with left, understanding there was a fight on this west hand side. They took off a big chunk of zone, and this is going to favor them. They've got numbers, so they are our top 4 team, but the only team with a 4 count as well. They've got 11 kills, so they're super dialed in. They're just working their way through. ADR able to get the reses on, and this is not because ClownCar's being passive on this side. They just haven't got the intel, right? The fighting stopped. If the fighting was still happening, I would expect a ClownCar to continue running full hell or leather at ADR here.
Yep, that's ClownCar in a nutshell. You've seen it basically every single opportunity of this game. As soon as they've gathered enough information to take a fight, they take the fight. Then they get enough information and then go to that fight, and they just continuously fight. Like if you had to come up with an alternative name for ClownCar, it'd literally just be fight. That's it.
I like ClownCar because they run someone over.
Oh, dude, ClownCar is a great name. No lie. I
100%.
really like a lot of these names. They're very well done. Forged, honestly, I love their logo more than anything else.
Ooh, he's who's gone out on zone? That's interesting from a top four here. ClownCar though, the zone those sort of smokes gave enough time for ADR to get the resident and also push themselves in a dip. The zone goes back, and obviously there's no reason now for ClownCar to go continuing hell level on that west hand side. They're able to push themselves in and around on this zone, but I think they will just lurk themselves in. They've got a wonderful ridge line now they can now play as the zone has pushed back towards that north hand side, and Forge still holding up well. They are able in the compound. They are unfortunately losing one, so Ward does have to cross the road now. So it's going to be about information, the amount of smokes, how much has Ward got to get across this road here. But you have to wait and see as the teams now are coming down. ADR making the aggressive push. They want to take this west hand side now. ClownCar though have two players on the outside. First knock though comes here from ClownCar. Second damage though comes straight in. Flash going up, but they do not know the third player. Honey Badger sitting in the middle. Ooh. ADR tried a nice little wrap in, but Honey Badger though ready and waiting right on top of him. Oh, disengaged just in time, and ADR gone down after outstanding what he'd gone through. Forge though using the time. War goes unfortunately down for a one shot. And War is disengaged completely now. It is going to be a 4-on-2, and War is outside the zone now.
Yeah, this is exactly what ClownCar were hoping for, and honestly, they got really lucky that nade. I think it went to the other side of the tree and actually saved the two players there. So really lucky by them, but they're very happy. But Forge are also very happy. You know, going two players down relatively early on in the game, making it to top two. They will take that, and they also have like 5 kills. They might have gotten one when I wasn't looking, but what is that, 11 points? They'll be very happy with 11 points in game number 2 for sure.
You've got to remember, take the 11 points as well, right? First off, but more importantly, you got to remember Forge came in on this side and it was not great because they were struggling. They got caught out. They had multiple teams in their way. They had to navigate a very hectic east hand side of the zone. And do you know what? Yeah, they lost some players in the rotation. They were quite lucky that some people got picked up by other teams. But eventually, they put themselves, they took a massive aggressive extension over to take this one up. They got there in time. Oh, he's not picked up the player out on the outside there. He's actually had to duck himself in. He's in zone, but ClownCar are just descending. He might be able to get one at a time. He gets one. Ooh. Good wrap round, though. Eventually, though, does pick up. ClownCar, though, 16 kill game. That is a 26 point on the board there for game number 2. They had an impressive game number 1 as well, but ClownCar just was stealing the show here, and that was straight off the bat. Even for that mid and that late game, though, ClownCar remained to be in that kill feed the whole time. Hyper aggressive, but for me, talk about setting your stall out day number 1.
Yeah, ClownCar, again, I said that they're top 5 almost pretty easily, I'm sure. So can't wait to see what they're doing, or can't wait to see where they end up. But ClownCar, so good, man. So good.
Right, let's throw over towards those action replays after match number 2. And we had quite a few, even off the bat. Yes, some of them had a bit of music, and that is my bad. But we're going to throw ourselves over towards the action replays now. Look at this straight off the bat. Obviously, we were still puzzling about this one. Obviously, Lucky and our Monkeys, our game number 1 has jumped on. I think he got a bit PUBG, I'll be honest with you there. But able to pick up that. So early doors, we saw a lot of hectic movement. A lot of teams here were not having the right amount of information. And they were overextending, even from the early games. Collectors, though, unable to get themselves out of that one. What it takes, though, massive kudos here. They're disengaged from here. Monkeys find themselves in a bit of a split. HP were doing the Navy SEALs on the beach front as well. Cowboy getting himself back up. They went down here. But this is the one. This is the one. Look at that. There's a guy on the floor, and he turns his wheels to the right. Apologies, he was to the right. Turns the wheel to the right-hand side, and he gets a knockover. But instantly, the guys turn around. And it was just a bit of a bloodbath. VSS, though, coming out. Unfortunately, you don't have to go run VSS now for a couple of days, but yeah, it was just a bit of a bloodbath. The beach came very, very hectic. Teams defending themselves down. And remember, there's hardly any section, really, for these teams to fight in these areas. But generally good speaking, a lot of teams went early. This was a hard push as well for me. ClownCar obviously took the push, and then the zone instantly pushed away from them. Now, massive kudos though. Play were able to dig in. They actually held up really, really well. They got the knocks. They're unable to get the finishes where needed, but do you know what? Able to hold out the best they can. And then able to work out. Great push though. ADR, final couple of zones here was a top 3 here. ADR pushing their way around. For me, that was the only way they should go around their bar. They pushed themselves on that blue. Good nades, pushing down that Molly, then finishing things up. Really unfortunate though. And obviously, good knocks at the very, very end where it came into that final zone. Now, we do see Forge could have potentially taken that one player off at the time, but it just didn't really fall that way. And it was a bit, I think it got a bit too much at the very, very end there. But anyway, let's go for a quick break. We are going to load our final game, our final lobby for our Orangle before we move across the Miramar. Bard will go restart his game and we'll try and get those things. And I will make sure I will turn off the music for round number 3. We'll go for a quick effort break and I'll see all you guys in a couple of minutes. Peace.